Hello and welcome, my name is XLK and today we're taking a look at the new Holy Control Paladin. Holy Paladin is a control deck centered around the hero card Lightforged Cariel and her powerful weapon the Immovable Object and her hero power Blessing of Queens. You want to use your holy spells throughout the game to reduce the cost of your Garden's Grace, and then use your Blessing of Queens to buff Mr. Smite while he is in your hand. Then you want to close out the game by charging into your opponent's face. For your mulligan, you're always looking for Lightforged Cariel since she is the strongest card in the deck. But you can also look for early cards like Knight of Anointment, Battle Vicar, Shimmering Sunfish, Alliance Bannerman, and even Cariel Roam. As always, curving out is great for the Paladin. Both Knight of Anointment and Battle Vicar will get you a holy spell activating your Sunfish. The deck is pretty simple: control the board, heal a ton, and buff your Mr. Smite, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind. Great combos for controlling the board are Wild Pyromancer mixed with Equality for a big board clear. You can also combo the Pyromancer with Righteous Defense to remove a big target. This will also steal the target's stats and ideally give it to Mr. Smite in your hand. Equality is great to pair with City Tax or even the initial AoE damage from Lightforged Cariel. Leviathan is great, it's Colossal +1 and it will spawn Leviathan's Claw. They both have Rush, but you want to make sure that you attack with the Leviathan first to dredge, and then attack with Leviathan's Claw to draw the card that you dredged. And of course, when you have your Lightforged Cariel down, you want to try to dump the minions from your hand in order to make her hero power hit Mr. Smite. Then you can combo him with the Garden's Grace for a huge OTK. You want to make your Mr. Smite absolutely huge, and it's not uncommon to get him to 30 plus damage for an OTK. But if your opponent realizes what's coming and they drop taunts, you can actually curve out on 10 mana by playing Wild Pyromancer and Equality, or Equality and City Tax and Mr. Smite for exactly 10 mana. And that's it for Holy Paladin. Control the board, heal a ton with your holy spells, and finish the game with a Lightforged Cariel and a huge Mr. Smite. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a great deck with some really cool class flavor. It's actually really good right now since it's so strong against both Aggro Demon Hunter and Ramp Druid. Try out the deck and have fun. We only have so many days until people start running Viper to remove our shield. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, enjoy the games. Right, today we're throwing around some mad holy spells. I mean, Paladin has the coolest aesthetic, and match that with some holy spells and you're really good to go. And we even got the Cariel against our best matchup. This is why I run it, because it's super good against Aggro Demon Hunter and Ramp Druid. Okay, Shimmer Fish is actually pretty good. City Tax is probably the only thing I want to throw here. Flash of Lights is pretty good to heal up. We want to make sure that we have at least a holy spell. We're gonna draw one anyways, but I think we can throw that City... It's either City Tax or Flash of Light. Actually, we might throw it all, except for Cariel and Shimmering Sunfish. Yeah. Let's throw both. We can do better. We can do better, and we can activate our Shimmer Sunfish early. Yeah, there we go. The Holy Mackerel. I don't know why I'm a coward. It's just that when you get the Lightforged Cariel in your starting hand, you just kind of... You don't want to screw up. And we even get the Mr. Smite. It's not super good right now, but it is something. It's good to have it in the hand, so now we kind of want to start dumping our minions before we get the Cariel down so we can hit Mr. Smite, right? This might actually be a Fell Demon Hunter, which is also a pretty good counter to Aggro Demon Hunter, but it's not so good into Druid. Not as good as this deck. So let's say we coin our Shimmer Sunfish. What can we do on the next turn? We could go Righteous Defense on a big minion. I think we're just gonna hero power here. Just take it slow. Because it's not gonna curve out that well anyways. Like, yeah, Righteous Defense would... There would be it could hit the Leviathan, and it's not like he's gonna play something so big that we're gonna wanna use that Righteous Defense. It's also a very good card to combo with like Wild Pyromancer and stuff. Okay, it's probably not Fell. Good for us. Now actually having that, actually doing that Righteous Defense play would have been kinda nice. But let's just get that Sunfish down, man. He's gonna kill it though. Just go Battle Vicar. No, I just want to tank damage with the fish. That's it. And let's throw this in here. Reason why is it's gonna die no matter what. And I don't value 1 damage to his face that much. I mean, we're gonna swing, or we're just gonna outlast him. I think if I can, I want to go Lightforged Cariel on 6, but I think we're gonna find better opportunities to use that coin. Metamorphin. It's a big one. We just want to find some board clear, basically. I mean, I definitely didn't respect him as much as I should have, probably. But I mean, taking damage is fine, and just like having that Holy Mackerel is so good with Cariel, because you can heal to full. Do we have a good play to make? No, we just go Battle Viker. I feel like we go Flash of Light here. We don't, or we could go for a Guardian's Grace. I mean, Guardian's Grace is great to have 3 of them in the deck, but I think it's better to just go Flash of Light here. We're gonna waste 1 point of healing, but we also get to draw, which is just huge. City Tax, super good. Now we just gotta find an equality and we're good. Actually, we might... Now we're not tempoing it. No, never. So, next turn, we're on 6 mana. If we coin, right? So we can't go Cariel or Leviathan or Immortalized in Stone. A play we could make is, of course, the Righteous Defense into City Tax. It curves out, but that is just if he develops. But like, killing off the Metamorphin is pretty good with the City Tax. Since Cariel comes down the turn afterwards, I think it's kind of fine. Because it's gonna deal 2 damage to everything, so even if it develops like a battle worn Vanguard or whatever it's called, we just wipe that right away. That's another City Tax. Hopefully this lands on Mr. Smite. That would be great. So I'm just gonna do it, because I don't want to trade here. I feel like this is okay. We get to remove this. Oh, we did, okay. We're good. So if it didn't land on Mr. Smite, that would have been a misplay. No. So next turn we just go Lightforged Cariel. Turn afterwards we can start doing stuff, like we could go Holy Mackerel just to heal to full if we would get like super low this turn and the next turn. It's good, so hopefully it develops here. He's probably thinking about my coin and about my card that has been here since turn 1. Or he just runs his stuff into it. I mean, this dies to the immovable object. And also, like, this is a super good multi-strike. Because he don't get to get the full value from it. And now we can just go Cariel, and this is where he concedes. And we want to hit this 2-3 here. We get some armor, get double HP. I mean, there is a possibility of Vipers coming down. I think that people are starting to catch on to this deck because it does very well against like Face Hunters, Quest Warrior, Aggro Demon Hunter, and also even Ramp Druid. So I think that this is kind of... I think it's not the highest tier deck right now, but depending on which meta you're in, it's definitely one of the best decks. Even though it's not a super like well-rounded deck. But it's a good one, and it's fun to play Control Paladin. You don't see that every day. I mean, you could argue that... what's it called? Libram Paladin was kind of controlly, but this is like hard control with a lot of healing, which I really like. I want to dump my hand from minions. Just Temple Leviathan. I mean, how much damage do I have? Getting pretty close. Do we ever throw City Tax? I think I want to go... I want to see if my buff lands on Mr. Smite. We could just tempo a Pyromancer, but it just feels... It feels too good to... No, actually, we go Immortalized in Stone here, even though we don't get the buff. It's just too much to deal with. I mean, it's a simple play, but it's definitely the best play. Like, he's an aggro demon hunter, he's gonna have to get through this, and I don't think that's gonna happen. There we go. I told you, it's a stomp. Alright, now that the easy game is out of the way, we're gonna go long. We're gonna show you how to beat a ramp druid. No, but this is perfect. We wanna go up against what we're super good at. Okay, so let's just keep the Knight of Anointment here. And man, I gotta tell you, I'm having so much fun playing this deck. It's like a very basic standard control deck. Alright, we just tempo the Knight of Anointment. It's good because body on board against a druid is really good, and also just drawing our stuff is super good. Righteous Defense is one of those cards that if I can be greedy with it, I want to be greedy with it because it's super good against Ivus. I'm just gonna hero power here and punch. There are some druid lists that run Mutanus. I don't know if it is to counter this, but it might be. So we have to be a little careful when it comes to that Mr. Smite, because it's very obvious when you have a Mr. Smite in your hand. Because you're gonna wanna drop everything else just to buff Mr. Smite. But as for now, I think this is kind of a standard build. And I think you can be a little greedy just against druids, because, you know, he could make really big Oracle of Elune plays, and when he does that, you want to make sure to have that equality and like a Wild Pyromancer or something like City Tax, right? So I want to go Bannerman instead of the Sunfish here, because I want to make my Sunfish big. Also, if he would play something huge and I ended up going for like a Righteous Defense, Sunfish is a pretty good card for it to land on. So let's trade our pleb, and then we hit. 1 damage at a time, we're gonna beat this druid. But it's one of those things, you're gonna have to go through a lot of armor, because they can like ramp up to 50 armor if they hit Ivus with it. Leviathan is also great. It's good for controlling, right? He could play Onyxia and stuff, and Leviathan will just take care of it. So depends on for how long we want to hold this, hold on to this. But if we haven't found Cariel, I like to use it to try to draw Cariel. So you go Leviathan and then you attack with the first one, and then you rush with Leviathan's Claw, and you get to pick the card that you dredged, which is kind of nice. I want to spend my mana. Getting that hand buff is pretty nice here. We could also discover something. I mean, this isn't really a big... So, curving out with the Battle Viker isn't super important. And I would rather kind of... I would rather just sacrifice this to draw. So, I'm using this straight as draw. Okay, good for us. Oh yeah, does this always draw a minion? Yeah, so forget what I said before. I totally forgot that he drew us a minion. But just drawing minions is good because it's gonna thin out our deck so we can find Cariel easily. It's ramping hard though. We might see some big plays soon. But I mean, we might go for the Shimmering Sunfish next turn. Together with like a Battle Viker. It's a lot of stats and we get to generate some. Do we have all of our minions? We have a Knight of Anointment and Smite and Cariel left. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we get from this. I'm picking like big board clear if I have the opportunity, or Garda's Grace, which is great because we might need to make an absolutely huge Mr. Smite. Hitting a Mr. Smite with like a Righteous Defense would be the dream, especially like the dream is you're on Cariel, your opponent plays 1 Ivus, not 2, and then you go Righteous Defense, take those like 20 attack, apply it to Mr. Smite, and then just swing back. So what do we want to do next turn? We want to start using our holy spells. I think Immortalizing Stone is great. Now we actually might use that Righteous Defense. So we want to make sure that we Vitality... Actually, we could just kill this together with a Wild Pyromancer. It's gonna be 5, but then we won't get any guarantees of it landing on a Mr. Smite. I mean, no matter what. So I could go Vitality Surge to try to draw Mr. Smite and then try to high roll it. What else can I do? Not really anything. I think that might be my best play because we need to address this now. Do I ever drop a Wild Pyromancer for this? It's pretty good, but it's gonna land on either Leviathan or Wild Pyromancer. I think I want to do this. It's like the least greedy play ever, but it's fine. Oh, it landed on the Leviathan, that's super good. Maybe I won't even need Mr. Smite this game. Because Leviathan sticks, And we buff him with 2 Garden's Graces. Pretty good. Do I go for Leviathan next turn is the question. I think it's so good, like 14-15. This is some serious business. Definitely Leviathan, right? I mean, it's hard for him to deal with it because he's gonna have that Divine Shield. So it's actually hard to... I think ramping up to an Onyxia is the way here. Yeah, I think we can go Leviathan here. Leviathan kills off his 8-8, but it dies to Onyxia, right? But I'm fine with it. I kind of want to go Immortalized in Stone, just because it's it's gonna reduce these to 0. But I feel like Leviathan is better. And we want to make sure that we actually attack with the Leviathan first, so we get to Dredge. And we want to dredge a Righteous Defense. And now we want to draw that Righteous Defense, which is kind of a neat play, right? So now we have Righteous Defense together with Wild Pyromancer, which is great. We have Wild Pyromancer equality if we want to, because I kind of want to hold on to this Righteous Defense. But what's so great about having a Wild Pyromancer together with an equality is that you can get through like a big oof, hurts. You can get through like a big taunt turn. I think we might actually just go Immortalized in Stone next turn, because I don't think he's gonna drop anything too big unless he goes Oracle together with like double Giant. But then we have the Wild Pyromancer equality combo, so we have lots of ways to deal with anything. We can also buff. We can even buff the Pyromancer a lot. I kind of wanna go Vitality Surge soon, because I don't care about the healing against a Druid, because when he swings, he's gonna swing really hard. He's not gonna chip away at me. What I'm a little afraid of is treasures from his, what's it called? From his Kazakusan. Like gaining tons of Divine Shields is a problem, especially if we spend this Wild Pyromancer. Let's just go for Immortalized in Stone. And I want to try to draw Mr. Smite soon then. Like Mr. Smite, if I just get a Mr. Smite next turn, then I'm gonna be able to deal, what is it? He's a 6, right? I'm gonna be able to deal 16, which is good. Unless he armors up with like scales or whatever. We're good. Cariel is definitely the best card in the deck. And it's kind of nice to know that Cariel isn't on the bottom. I mean, Cariel Rom is on the bottom. Which we might actually draw from, what's it called? Vitality Surge, but I'm gonna hope for Mr. Smite. I need to deal with this. I mean, drawing a Mr. Smite and then a Righteous Defense is pretty good. This is our last Wild Pyromancer, so we kind of want to hold on to it a little bit. Okay, so we're not getting that huge OTK yet. Holy Mackerel, super good. Do we go for a minion? I'm thinking about the Wild Pyromancer. Let's draw a minion first and see what we get. Knight of Anointment. It's not what I wanted. I think I want to chill a little bit, but I also don't want to die. We could just draw with a Flash of Light. I think we can do that. Just to get the drawing going. Because we do have that Holy Mackerel. So if I want a Flash of Light, if I'm not killing this Raid Boss Onyxia. This is a tough one. Let's go Knight of Anointment first. Even though we might have to sacrifice him with the Wild Pyromancer. I haven't really made my mind up. I just want to draw Holy Spell first. And then I want to draw again, I think. And I want to trade that City Tax. I'm taking all of this damage. I'm fine with it. Because unless this is one of those lists that run a Battlegrounds Battlemaster, we're gonna be fine. And if I poker face him a little bit and pretend like I don't have a clear for Onyxia, it's alright. Because we have so much healing, so I'm I'm not gonna be too scared of Onyxia. We haven't seen Guff yet, which is great. And we might see him soon though. I mean, he could go Oracle of Elune into Giant here. But I think that will be his downfall. So I'm just trying to be greedy with my Righteous Defense. Might look a little weird, but it is what it is. He's smart if he doesn't commit to this board. Because we can't really let this Onyxia be alive for too long. Alright. Do we have an equality left? We have one equality. So it's risky. I'm gonna go Wild Pyromancer here. And then I'm gonna go Righteous Defense to just steal those stats from Onyxia. I could have stolen it without going Wild Pyromancer, but it would be way too risky. We have that equality. So let's just chill. I mean, it's big. Now we just need a board clear for our equality. We have 2 city taxes, which is good. Cariel and Shimmerfish is on the bottom, which means that we are getting closer to Lightforged Cariel. So how much damage is this? 14. It's 24. Which isn't quite lethal, but it's pretty close. I mean 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It's 1 off. Unless he kills this. Unless he kills my Pyromancer. So I think what I want to do is I just want to go my Immortalized in Stone here. We could heal with the Mackerels, but we don't need to. It's pretty good to have that equality for our... Ooh, Battle Viker. Can we find lethal here? Vitality Surge will draw us... We only have 2 minions left, so Vitality Surge isn't doing too much. Consecration is actually great here. Because we can use it together with our equality. So what we could do here is we could actually go Garda's Grace here. It's gonna equate to the same amount of mana. But I mean, if like one of the big boys stick instead, I think we want to clear this 4-1 instead of going with the Garda's Grace. But I mean, it's a good play to just send 11 damage face. I mean, he has more armor, so it's gonna be super hard to go for that one OTK. Okay, growth. Oh, we're gonna see a Kazaku-san here. But I mean, if he plays Kazaku-san, we pretty much win, right? We're gonna have... I didn't play Kazaku-san, interesting. Do we have lethal in any way? Let's see. Mr. Smite. This is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 30. I think this is lethal, right? Just gotta make sure that we don't screw it up. So we go equality first. We trade into this. We go Mr. Smite. We make him absolutely huge without even having Cariel. And then we punch him for 24. And that's super mega lethal. Look at that, Mr. Smite. It's almost 30 damage. That's the OTK way. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Peace.